That's right, people. After centuries of toy making, the elves have finally had enough. They've put down their hammers, switched off their conveyor belts, and are picketing outside Santa's workshop with tiny signs that say, "No cookies, no work," and "Equal candy cane pay now." Welcome to Curious Currents. Join me, your host China, as we count down to Christmas. Today, we will talk about the Great Elf Strike, Santa's negotiation woes, as we unwrap the messiest Christmas conundrums. We're diving into a comedy podcast about a festive disaster that has the North Pole in chaos. Picture this. It's Christmas Eve, the sleigh is polished, the reindeer are fed, but the elves have gone on strike. Now, what sparked this Christmas catastrophe? Let me paint the picture. One elf, let's call him Nico Frostini, had had it with unpaid overtime. I mean, it's hard enough to carve wooden trains without dental insurance. Then someone spilled eggnog all over the latest toy list, and boom, Elf Union Local 1228 was born.
We want marshmallow breaks. We want them now. We want marshmallow breaks. We want them now.
The list of demands is as long as Santa's naughty list. 1. A hot cocoa machine in the break room. 2. Flexible hours for the cookie testing team. 3. And for some reason, a North Pole bowling alley. I mean, who even bowls at -50 degrees?
Then our Santa himself, our main man, wise and understanding, is caught off guard. He decides to handle the situation himself. And let me tell you, his negotiation skills are as rusty as last year's fruitcake. Then our Santa, himself our main man, wise and understanding, is caught off guard. He decides to handle the situation himself. And let me tell you, his negotiation skills are as rusty as last year's fruitcake.
Ho, ho, ho! My dear elves, let's be reasonable. Remember the Christmas spirit.
Then the elf leader by the name Nico Frostini, in his sassy elf voice, shouts,
Santa, the only spirit we're getting is the one in eggnog. Where's our 401k?
Our poor Santa. He even offers unlimited candy canes, but the elves countered with,
We're not kids. Give us Wi-Fi.
Things were getting tense, very tense, people, as we were just wondering what the heck. Enter Mrs. Klaus, the real boss of the North Pole. She marches into the workshop, apron on, rolling pin in hand, and glares at the picketing elves. Then all of a sudden silence falls. Even Rudolph stops munching his carrots to watch. Mrs. Klaus, with her stern but sweet voice, she goes on.
Listen up, you tiny troublemakers. Do you know what happens when Christmas is cancelled? Nothing. No one buys toys, no one bakes cookies, and guess what? No one funds Elf movie. You want to explain that to your families?
And just like that, Mrs. Klaus has the elves thinking. Imagine an elf without their favourite shows like Tiny Toy Tycoon or Frosty's Big Bake Off. Disaster. The incident goes on, but they have to come to a compromise. Eventually, Santa brings everyone to the table for a good old-fashioned Christmas negotiation. The compromise: a 3-day work week until December 23rd, a yearly Elf Appreciation Day, and a new Build-A-Bear workshop exclusively for elf relaxation. Oh, and yes, the bowling alley, because apparently elf bowling leagues are a thing now. And just like that, the Great Elf Strike of 2024 ended with a happy compromise. Christmas is saved, Santa is learning how to use Google Calendar to avoid scheduling overtime, and the elves, well, they're already planning next year's demands. Rumour has it they want a spa. So what's the moral of the story? Don't mess with elves during the holiday season, folks. And remember, even Santa's workshop runs on teamwork and a little bit of cocoa. Thanks for tuning in to Curious Currents. Stay jolly and see you next time when we talk about a clash about a Christmas movie.